Hi guys, welcome to the stream. This is first one of this series. So probably going to be doing streams every week, probably 1 to 2 times a week, and then there will be probably another streamer Jay and maybe some other guests, and yeah, it's just going to be a good stream. It's kind of like an experimental test at first, but we're going to go over some charts and go over some setups, go over what's been happening the past few weeks. Let me adjust the scene here. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be a great stream today. Let's actually just dive straight into what's happening today. So going to the trading view heat map right now, and yeah, that's good. Yeah, so we are getting a bit of a pullback in the market today. So we did have a pretty bullish week from Monday through Wednesday, and today is Thursday. So, was expected to get a bit of a pullback after almost 3 days of upside. So we do have, we do have the majority of the market down right now. Not too much, it's like not that bad. I mean, Bitcoin's only down a little over 1%. Ethereum's down a bit more, but it's always down more than Bitcoin, down over 3%. And then we got XRP taking a bit of a hit, down 5.5%. Solana is almost down 4%. Dogecoin down about 6%. And then let's take a closer look here. What are some of the bigger losers here? Let's actually filter this by. Let's zoom in here. See what are some of the bigger losers here. Altcoins down double digits, 10%. Trillionaire, that's probably something new. It's down almost 14%. But these must be like very low cap coins. Everything else is down, I'd say moderately in this kind of market. Like Pepe's down 8%, which is like borderline significant, but everything else is down between 3 to 5%, which isn't that bad. So yeah, not that bad of a day or week, really, all things considered. So actually, let's look at the weekly performance. So, looking at the daily performance, you might start to think, oh no, we're going back down. This is the end of the rally. But I think if you zoom out and look at the weekly picture, this paints an entirely different story. So Bitcoin's up 10% today. Solana's up 12%. Pretty much everything is in the green on the week itself, except for just like a select few. So overall, it's a very bullish week. I mean, we still have the rest of today and Friday and the weekend. If you want to consider trading on the weekend, we'll have to go before we can call it a week. But so far, I think the week is very bullish, and if Bitcoin can hold above 90K, I think we can sustain this rally for a bit longer. Now what I want to do is actually go down to the Bitcoin daily chart and see what we got going on. Let me just get rid of some of these indicators, make it more clean. But yeah, Bitcoin hit almost 95,000 the other day, and now it is pulling back. Actually, this is kind of an area or a level where it makes sense for Bitcoin to pull back. This is actually the high from early March, from the 2nd of April, which was on a Sunday, where Bitcoin reached 95,000. And what was the high yesterday? Yeah, almost 95,000. So this is a good area for, taking profits. I did actually post a signal. Yeah, I posted a signal on Bitcoin the other week at around, it was like 84, 85, like right around here. And then we did see that movement upwards. So yeah, guys, make sure to join the Telegram group, because I'll be posting all my setups and signals there and analysis. So if you're not already a member, be sure to sign up. See what else we got. Yeah, so just looking at Bitcoin here, yeah, I would expect maybe a bit more of a deeper pullback. Maybe down to like 90K would make sense because that's the key psychological level. Plus, this is like kind of like the second lower high that we had back. Uh, yeah, also back in early March. So this could be an area of interest. But yeah, overall, I'd say, as long as Bitcoin can remain above 90K, especially and above the 55 EMA, I'd remain bullish on Bitcoin and probably be buying any dips down towards 90K, or yeah, even down towards the upper 80,000s if the market retraces any further. Let's take a look at the weekly here or BTC. Yeah, so the weekly chart is actually quite constructive. We did hit a low of, yeah, was it $74,000 back on just a few weeks ago? Yeah, back in early April during the Trump tariff announcement. But Bitcoin has, sustained itself pretty well. So from 74,000 up towards 94,000, that's about $20,000 move, which is pretty significant if you ask me. So yeah, I'd remain bullish on Bitcoin, especially if you look at the weekly chart here. We're maintaining above this moving average here. Now, for those who don't know, I do like to use a lot of moving averages in my analysis. So this 55 EMA here, this has sustained price going back almost 2 years, ever since Bitcoin broke above 30,000 and went to new all-time highs. You can see every time Bitcoin came down or came back down to the 55 exponential moving average, that was a good level to buy. So it was a good level to buy back in August of last year, and then again in September of last year, and then once again in February, and then again in March. So he had multiple opportunities here to buy Bitcoin during times when it went back to its 55 EMA, or as I like to call it, the baseline. So yeah, we'll go over more like what you know, this is called like a baseline, yeah, like a baseline pullback strategy. So you basically buy a dip to the baseline. Now for myself, for my strategy, it's the 55 EMA. But some people like to use different moving averages, or not even EMAs, maybe like a SMA or a Dom chain, or an Ichimoku cloud or something like that. But for me, the 55 EMA works pretty well here. So I think that covers my analysis for Bitcoin on the daily and the weekly. See if there's anything interesting on the 1 hour chart. I think, yeah, the hourly chart is actually, say this, we did hit as low as 91.7 thousand. So yeah, just say for trading like lower time frames, like the hourly, if we break below this low from earlier today, below 91.685, then we'll probably see a dip down to, yeah, probably down to 90K. I think that'll be level of interest. And then if that level doesn't hold, yeah, we might even see it go back down to 88,000. But for right now, as long as it's above 91.5 or so, I'd remain bullish, even on the lower term time frames. But if we do cross below 91.5, then maybe you could take some shorts On the other hand, if we can get above, let's say 94 point, yeah, like 94,350 on the hourly, I'd expect a move back up towards, I mean, honestly, if we can get a strong closure with volume above 94.3, then we could see a move back up to, yeah, I mean, what was the prior, like next resistance level? Probably around, yeah, the upper 90,000s really. I mean, if you even say 95,000, I mean, not 95, 100,000, it's not out of the cards if we can get above this pivot point at around 94.5. Let's just keep watching this for the next few days or next week and see if one of these key levels get taken out. Now, I think another key asset that people are watching is, of course, Ethereum. So let's see what we got on Ethereum. Now, Ethereum did not have as big of a move as Bitcoin. And actually, Ethereum looks much more bearish than Bitcoin here. And the reason I say it looks more bearish is because we haven't even gotten below or above, I mean, the 55 EMA here on Ethereum. So if you look at Bitcoin, yeah, if you look at Bitcoin here, you can see it's well above the 55 EMA, while Ethereum, I'll show it again. We're still kind of in a downtrend. Like you can consider that Bitcoin is in an uptrend now, because yeah, we did get above this previous resistance. So we are like in a short-term uptrend, but Ethereum, it's like, I don't know, to me, this is still in a downtrend. We haven't even taken out the high from late March. Well, we have done that on Bitcoin itself. Yeah, like in March, yeah, at the same time, Bitcoin was at 88,000. Now we're well above that level. Ethereum's kind of lagging. Let's actually take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio here and see if we can get any clues as to what's happening. Yeah, the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, I mean, it's still in the downtrend. It's been in the downtrend for, I mean, almost forever, feels like, ever since, like, yeah, May of 2024. Almost a, what is this? Yeah, May 2024. Yeah, it's almost a 1 year long, even longer. Let's look at the weekly chart. Yeah, I mean, just look at this. This is a 4 year downtrend, guys. Like, actually taking a look at this in more detail. We've just been falling off a cliff here on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Yeah, I guess the last high was back in like December of 2021. It's not a good look. See how much Ethereum has devalued versus Bitcoin during that time. Yeah, guys, Ethereum versus Bitcoin is down 77%. So that is not very bullish to me. Sorry to say. But yeah, overall, I'm not impressed with Ethereum. I haven't been impressed with it for many many years now. Let's take a look at something more interesting in Ethereum. Uh, yeah. Oh, my bad. I just realized I had been sharing the wrong tab. It's embarrassing. Uh, well, I guess since I'm on the correct tab now, let's look at Let's look at Bitcoin here again on the weekly. Which I already did, but yeah, we can see I had this area of support drawn in from many months ago. Yeah, so basically Bitcoin 70, like yeah, 70,000, $74,000 support. We retested the highs back in late March. It was early April. Yeah, when we touched down at 74.5. Yeah, during the Trump tariff announcement. And since then, I mean, this is still a very constructive chart for those that missed my earlier analysis. Then yeah, I was commenting on Ethereum and how bad it looks. And then also the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio is just falling off a cliff. Let me show you this again, the measurement tool. So Ethereum versus Bitcoin is down like 78%. So yeah, it's just hard for me to get bullish on Ethereum until it can form an uptrend, and it hasn't done that in over, like I was saying, it's 2025, so like 4 years now. 4 year downtrend. That's just terrible. Okay. Let's get Solana. Guess we can start off the weekly here. Solana on the weekly did have. Okay, first of all, it's not looking as great as Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin is above its 55 exponential moving average, while Solana still below it, although it is good that we are close to it and are testing it. So if we can actually close a weekly candle above 55 EMA at $156, then I could probably see this going back to 200, and then ultimately, if it really regains its bullish momentum, we could see Solana back up at 250. But for now, this is all just uh, yeah, it's just thinking too far ahead. First, we do need Solana to close a weekly candle above 156 before we start talking about higher targets here. Let's get to daily. What's happening? Yes, on a daily, actually, this is quite healthy. We did break above this key pivot point at about 144. We did break above the 55 EMA. So we had quite a nice movement. So right now, I'd be buying any pullbacks down towards the 55 exponential moving average, or even back down to the previous high at 143. Let's test this out. Yeah, so we could still like pull back even maybe like 4 or 5% and still be bullish on Solana. However, if we do go below, say, yeah, I like this as a key level, like 140. Let's draw that in. Okay, I'm using a MacBook, so I think the keyboard shortcuts are a bit different here. Let me just draw this out manually. Line. Oh, never mind, I got it. You can draw like a line right here. Yeah, so yeah, as long as Solana can remain above 139, 140, I'd be buying any dips down here. But if we start going below here again, then it's probably a false breakout. But for right now, I do think it's bullish as long as we remain above the 140 level. So let's take a look at USDT dominance. This is a very key metric. So for those who don't know, the USDT dominance basically measures how much of the market cap is in USDT. So we did have USDT dominance go as high as 6%, which meant that a lot of people were having their money or the crypto in the safety of USDT. But with it going back down below 6% down to 5%, this is actually a good sign for alts. So let me try to explain this to you. So USDT dominance falling, right? These dominance falling, that's bullish for altcoins. While when USD dominance is rising, that's bearish. So keep that in mind. It's going to be very important for your trading going forwards. US dominance rising. Yeah, that is bearish for altcoins. So yeah, as long as USD dominance keeps falling here, that means more tether or more stable coin money is going into altcoins, which should push the price of altcoins up. Let's look at another key metric here. We got Bitcoin dominance. So interesting enough, Bitcoin dominance still is going up here. We did break above this key level at 62% back in, let's say, yeah, so it's back in March when we broke above this level. And yeah, this is actually a breakout on Bitcoin dominance. So for those who have been listening to me, I've been saying that, people have been asking like what crypto to invest in. I always say it's always the safest with Bitcoin because the market dominance of Bitcoin just keeps going up. We're back at the 65% level. And we actually, if we zoom out on the weekly chart, we haven't been at this level since, say, yeah, like the 2021. So it's been almost 4 years since we've been at this level. And guys, look at the time. It's almost meeting time. So just a quick short stream to analyze the market, see what's happening with Bitcoin, altcoins. Long story short, or long stream short. Yeah, Bitcoin, bullish on as long as it's above on a daily level, as long as it's above 90,000, even it could even pull back to 88,000 on the daily. As long as we're above the 55 EMA here, I would remain bullish on Bitcoin. As for Ethereum still bearish to me. Wait, sorry, that's EFI. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum, we really need to get above like $1,915. Like we need to close above this 55 EMA cluster, and then we could probably see a move up to $2,000. Right now, I just can't get too bullish on Ethereum. Everything else looks pretty solid, especially Solana. We'll analyze the rest of the majors in the next live stream. For now, though, I think I'm gonna end this, and yeah, it's just a little test stream, and the next one will be more prepared and more ready to answer questions and go over the charts. So next time, be sure to submit some chart requests, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Let's do a little countdown to end this stream. All right, see you guys in the next one.